sir.
How you doing, buddy?
I'm good. I am good. We are here.
I'm all right, my damn self, man. Just
Good on another Sunday.
another Sunday. All day I just felt sluggish. Like I could have stayed in bed all day long.
I think that's because it's 1.5 million degrees.
I don't have that in me to stay in bed all day long because I always feel like either A, there's something I need to be doing, or one, I'm missing out on something.
Yeah, I feel like I'm just wasting my day.
Yeah.
If that's the case.
And,
it always feels like a waste of a day.
And if I lay there too long, my bones start to hurt. I don't know if that's an aging thing or what, but
I don't know because
body starts to hurt.
even as a kid, even as an early teen, if I stayed in bed more than like 8 hours, 9 on a good day, everything ached in me. And it's like, man,
what is that, man? You can lay there and sleep all that time, but once you just lay there and
I don't know,
have thoughts, I
don't know.
I know people that can eat breakfast in bed, which I think is gross because you need to brush your teeth before you eat, in my book. And I damn sure don't want eggs in my bed. My mother would have kicked my ass if I was eating in my room. You couldn't even eat in your room.
No, you were absolutely not allowed to do that.
But anyway, back to where I'm at. I'm just lethargic. Lethargic.
Yeah, that's strange.
That's me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm usually spry. Anywho, emails, piss stains. I think the older you get, the more acceptable a piss stain is. Like if I see a dude that looks 28 and he has a piss stain, dude, you suck. Piss pants bitch. It's like a tongue twister. That's why I said it. I enunciated it so good because I don't want to get tongue twisted on that. Anyway, but if you're like in your 70s and I see a piss stain, I'm like, fuck it. Don't fuck with the old man, dude. The old man. Oh, I'll get to that in a minute. Okay. I'm only sharing one story from my drink trip to Chicago. Red Sox 2 games out of 3, whatever. Boss lady found a speakeasy that had strippers. God damn. That lady can seek out some weird-ass strip clubs, and that one was the best. Kinda. I have the receipts, too. I'll show you. Only downside was our friend was our friend who was drunker than Mac in the woodshed and demanded to leave.
Drunker than Mac in the woodshed.
Who leaves titties? Not me. Not boss lady. Enjoy your Uber, friend. Anyways, I'm gonna hope nobody notices my old man piss stain. Mac. Yo.
Wow.
Have you been watching this show called The Old Man?
No, I didn't know that was even a thing.
It's on FX, and it's got Jeff Daniels and a bunch of other people. Jeff Daniels rolls around with these 2 fucking Rottweilers, man, and he trained them in a different language. I think it's I don't know, Yugoslavian, and these dogs will kill you. They will. And they don't say shit. Do you know what they remind me of? Did you watch Breaking Bad?
Yeah.
Remember the 2 Mexican twins?
Yeah.
And they never talked, but would kill you? That's how these dogs are. I guarantee you that's where they got the concept for it. And they're Rottweilers.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure they did.
They're these big, giant Rottweilers, which I now have an affinity for. Lori says, girls get pee stains too. It's called lactation at inappropriate times. With each kid I had, I became a leaking faucet every time I saw any baby or heard a baby cry. That includes on TV. And let's not forget about my dad and brothers pretending to cry to get them to leak, something I thought was odd. Who wants to see milk leak from the little sister's tits?
Nobody.
Anyway, let's get to it. Would you rather have your inner voice sound like Dick Vitale doing commentary or Bernie Sanders doing commentary? You have to think
Bernie
about
Sanders.
This. Bernie, Dick all day long. I'll take Dick every step of the way on this one. You know, hey, come on, baby. You know you shouldn't be doing that, Keith. Hey, wait, don't let Kevin out. Oh, he's a diaper dad. You know, I like how you got Bernie with his finger and you know, what is it? Existential risk if you do that, Wood.
Yeah,
there's an existential risk of
you. I may need that.
I'd much rather have Dick Vitale, man. Who's up there in age, man.
Oh yeah.
He didn't do games last year because he's got some health issues. So.
Yeah, well, that age is a funny thing. You know, did you finish that email? I can't remember if you did.
Yeah, that was it.
Oh,
Lori.
I've also heard that women, after having children, do have a pee problem. So if they jump on a trampoline, they do a gymnastic trick they used to be good at, it just leaks out. It just happens.
It's because they just had half a sack of potatoes yanked out of them. I'm sure
I know.
I'm
not saying that. I'm not saying that they need to have an excuse for it. I'm giving them an excuse, saying that also happens to them too. Which that I can understand. What the hell's our problem?
I don't know.
Why can't we just stop it?
It's a long and winding road, man. Sometimes shit just leaks out, man. That is the worst.
I feel bad for the ladies.
That is the worst, man. All right, pitfall. You mentioned multiple mask offs, but didn't clarify whether or not one was this week. Either way, you get an email. I'm sure by now your request for a psychologist to penetrate the issue of your fascination with the penis penetration has exploded in your face with multiple emails. See? We're not stupid over here, okay? We know what you're doing. That's funny. All right, from experts on this issue, make sure to read a few of those. All right. I recall playing Pitfall in the early 80s on the Atari 2600.
I loved it.
When it was first released, I don't even remember what one that
Pitfall.
was.
So Pitfall was, so you're this little guy that's had the block head, and it was like red, and then his body was black, and his legs kind of came off to the two angles, almost like a stick figure, but he was blockier.
Okay.
And he would run, and so the screen was divided into two. The top half you would run across, and if you couldn't make it over, like there would be a swinging rope, you'd have to grab and make it over. If you fell, you could fall to the bottom level, and you still had to finish, but then you had to get back up to the top to complete the level. And there was, like, when you fell and you pit fell, then there was other issues like snakes and different things. It was a ton of fun.
Was Atari 2600 the one with the joystick and the red button?
Yes.
And it was a black console?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember seeing that in rich people's houses.
Yeah, well,
we didn't have one of those.
Well, speaking of rich people, because that's how I grew up, you know, very rich. I actually played Pitfall on a computer off of a floppy disk the first time I ever played it, not the Atari.
Ties into last week, talking about
It
the
does.
floppy disk. I am sober enough to remember last week. I recall playing Pitfall in the early 80s on the Atari 2600 when it was first released. I find it interesting that so many people are recapturing the 80s feel with that Netflix series. I refuse. It was a shit decade. Please leave it where it belongs in the past. Good episode. Looking forward to some mask offs. Love Jamathan. Listen, if you didn't have the 80s, okay, which I think was a fucking awesome decade.
Agreed.
Lethal Weapon came out, right?
Yep.
Michael Jackson was at his pinnacle. You had Flashdance, where I first got a hard-on in a movie theater, watching a woman just move. Gosh, she was so hot. What else? What else? What else was in the 80s? You had parachute pants.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Those were hot, man.
Yeah. You had extreme, like, clothing styles, the color combinations,
Aquanet.
all of that. That's where it came from. It was in the 80s. So nowadays, 90s, early 2000s, the 20s, all of that's acceptable because the 80s already made it that way. That's right.
And it was a decade of Mike, too. Again, you have Michael Jackson, you have Michael Tyson, you have Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
They fought in sports.
Yeah.
Football hits.
Yeah,
motherfuckers got laid out.
You could actually hit somebody.
You could hit somebody. Hockey was still fighting. The 80s was fucking awesome.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah, I have no problem.
Had a great time.
Yeah, and I do know the show I believe that he is referring to, and I actually do enjoy it. I think it's a good show. Stranger Things is, I think, what he's referring to.
People keep telling me to watch that. Is it really good?
It's good. I enjoy it. I don't know. You may like it. It's a sci-fi.
Sci-fi like spaceships and shit, like E.T.
Yeah, not no spaceships, but kind of like E.T. Just it's science fiction, monsters and things. Yeah, but from the 80s, because all UFOs were seen in the 80s.
Is it good CGI?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I didn't know if they
far
were doing
better
than the 80s.
Yeah, no, it's based in the 80s with technology from now,
Okay.
like your viewing technology.
Okay.
But they do. It's pretty neat how they incorporate a lot of the old. You'll watch it and say, "Oh, I remember those. Oh, I remember that. Oh, dressing like that. Yeah, I remember her. Yeah, that. All that." There's a scene in particular where they are playing basketball, and the gym is like 1980s. Basketball gym with the high school crowd in there. And it's very nostalgic.
Okay.
And it's really neat. They did a great job on it.
Teen Wolf, that was in the 80s.
Yes.
There's another thing right there. I could go on and on.
Yeah.
I could go Back to the Future. I could go on and on. I remember the only time I ever watched CGI or special effects in that point in time, I think this might have been late 80s, early 90s, it was the Terminator. So early 80s. When he takes his eye out,
Yeah.
Right? And I'm watching that as it goes. I'm like, this is so fucking fake. Like, you know what I mean? You can tell that's plastic wax.
Yeah.
It just was shitty. And there was another movie called The Believers where the spider crawled out this lady's face. I was like, that looks fake. But you don't get that anymore.
Was Alien in the 80s, the first one?
Alien was in the 80s, yeah.
Yeah.
Is that the one where the head pops off and turns into a spider?
No, that's with, it comes out of her chest. And it's like,
Out of her chest. What's the
Alien.
one? Oh, I'm thinking The Thing.
Oh, The Thing.
The Thing with Kurt Russell.
Oh, yeah. I'm not sure when that was.
That was in the 80s, definitely. And that gave me fucking nightmares for a month, man.
82.
82.
Yeah.
And the fucking dog was, the face came off and all that shit.
Oh, Alien is 79, so close enough.
Close enough. That shit, yeah. If I was a bedwetter, and I wasn't, I'd have been wet in the bed. That's the end of the emails, Wood.
That is the end of our emails. And this week's Snaggles is actually pretty cool. It's the first one. You cannot buy this yet in Utah. This was gifted to us to finish the bottle anyway.
What is the name of this?
Indago.
See, when I first read this, I thought it said incognito, and as I picked it up, I said it would have been cool if he called it indognito. And then I'm reading it, and I'm like, yeah, all right.
It's supposed to be like indigo,
right,
but it's Indago, which is Snoop Dogg's gin, and it's strawberry gin, actually.
It's pretty good.
Yeah,
But-
you mix it with some lemonade.
Where I start to have a problem is how many different ways can you make alcohol? The Rock's got tequila.
Yeah.
There's thousands of tequila before him.
Yep.
There's millions of gin.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So is it somebody else's? I know somebody else makes it, but is this just, I don't know, strawberry flavored Gilby's?
It could be
and they put it
infused
in this
with
bottle.
weed. I have no idea. Maybe that's the difference. That's what Indago is. Or maybe it's INDOGGO.
Okay.
Maybe that's how it's pronounced.
Delicious. I'll
Yes.
take it.
Yeah, it was good. I did like it. The bottle is gone now.
Yeah.
Because we weren't given that much of it, but we did have some of it.
And I'm drinking Bud Light like a trailer park boy, but I mean, that's all we got.
Yeah, and I'm chasing my Indago with Masama Brewing Salud. It is a Hefeweizen of sorts. I'm not entirely sure what. Oh, it's an amber lager. It's not a Hefeweizen. It's an amber lager. It's really good.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's what I'm doing. And as always, guys, Snaggles is brought to you by, first and foremost, Tiger Claw Tattoo, 801-410-4245. Now, I told you guys this last week, and I'm going to tell you this again to reiterate, that the man, Shay, over there, is only seeing those customers that he had scheduled prior to his injury. So if you're looking to get inked up by Shay now, you're going to have to wait a while. So rather than wait, just go see one of the other fine artists over there. They'll get you hooked up. They do great work. Just go to their Instagram. It's Instagram.com/TigerClawTattoo. And check out the work from all the different artists. I guarantee you're not going to be disappointed if you go and do that. We have MVP Jersey Framing, who they'll frame up your jerseys, your pants, your shorts. They'll build you a doghouse, maybe for a little extra cash. Put some lights in those frames for you to illuminate your. It illuminates your peak years, whether that be Little League, high school, or anywhere in between. Because I don't know how many college or pro athletes we have listening. But MVP Jersey Framing guys will hook you up in all those needs. And then lastly, we have Kick Rocks Clothing. That's on Instagram. Instagram.com/KickRocksClothing, Clothing, spelled out. But it's KIKROX. And Marcus is doing his thing over there still. He's still grinding. He's still pumping out great and beautiful artwork. All original handcrafted clothing. So you will want to definitely go check him out. And that's it. I think I got through our advertisements on one breath.
I got a question.
Okay.
How come you take a word like live and then you say it a different way and it's live?
Mm-hmm.
And you got a word like wind and you say it a different way, it's wine. But weather is either spelled W-H or W-E. You have weather for weather.
And weather or weather.
And then whether or not you do.
And then you have there, 222.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know.
Why do you do that? Why don't they just take the word and just have you pronounce it different, or, which makes more sense, spell it differently?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I didn't write the English language. I wasn't around when that happened.
Don't you think it's shit like that? Like
I do. I do all the time, actually.
why the hell is that like that?
I don't know. I have no idea.
I really am looking at you for answers, and I know you're kind of sweating a little bit, like stop staring at me. But it's just so stupid, man.
You're staring at me like there's a punchline, and
No,
I'm like, oh,
I got no punchline. I was
don't
really
know.
thinking about that because I was thinking. Full disclosure.
Oh boy.
Okay. I wasn't exactly an English major. I don't know if you guys picked up on this.
You would have fooled most of our
I
audience.
didn't clearly know what a pronoun was until all these people started saying, use the right pronoun.
Thank goodness for everybody
Thanks
now. Yeah.
goodness for everybody,
Yeah.
having like one tit or, one nut. Half of me's a man, half of me's a woman, whatever they're doing these days.
Now, if in school you fail pronouns, ooh,
Yeah, that you're not paying attention.
Yeah, that's on you.
You're
Yeah.
really not paying attention. Now, I had a loose working of what a pronoun was,
Yeah.
but just like how it was laid out,
yeah.
yeah.
The easiest were nouns and verbs.
Oh, yeah,
Everybody knew
absolutely.
nouns and verbs. That was a piece of cake.
Plus, the little short dude on Saturday morning cartoons would tell you about verbs and nouns and all that shit and conjunctions. I got all that shit. And they didn't make anything on pronouns.
No.
I don't remember it.
But now we should all be professionals.
Yeah.
In the pronoun category.
So that was just something that was on my mind as you were reading the emails. I was literally looking at the word weather from one of the emailers and just going, why'd they do that? That is so dumb. Who the fuck came up with the words? And who looked at and said, that's bald?
Yeah,
Who came up with that?
I
And
don't
when
know.
did it come into the lexicon?
I don't know because I believe our English language is very Latin based. And if you go back in that, like, there's a bunch of languages that are Latin based. And how the hell they come up with that? I don't know. Like at some point when cavemen are in there just grunting at each other, they have to formulate something. One of the weirdest, I don't know, cupboard.
Cupboard.
If you say cupboard, it's spelled cupboard.
Uh-huh.
I don't. Why would you put your cup on a board?
I don't know. Isn't that weird?
And then you put doors on it.
Yeah.
So is it a cupboard door?
Uh-huh.
And now it's a cup. What?
And as a man that redid a kitchen, those are the most expensive fucking things in a kitchen. You pay thousands of dollars to get places to hang up fucking dishes, right?
Yeah.
I was ready to go with paper plates. Is what I was ready to do. Fuck it, we'll hang some posters up here.
Yeah.
Yep. That success with the fucking 5 cars, the Ferrari, the
Yeah.
Porsche, the Lamborghini. We'll hang that right there where that fucking cabinet's supposed to go. Golly, that shit was expensive, man. No fucking idea.
I don't understand I don't understand. I would say English language, but it's in every language. Like, how did anybody come up with any language? And now this is
Tower
what
of
we
Babel
think.
would. Didn't you watch the 10 Commandments? Tower of Babel. They were trying to build a ladder to Jesus Christ, and they got too close. Now, what the hell was this ladder hanging on? That's what I never understood, right? Right? They're building this up there. It has to be stabilized by something, but no,
Yeah.
you're just building this tower and this ladder just straight up into the heavens because you're going to go talk to God, right? And he said, not behold, behold's look. He said, what's the word for watch this, son of a bitch? Watch this, son of a bitch. And now nobody can speak a language. They can't communicate, so they couldn't finish the tower. Let's not talk about body language, right? Like, if all of a sudden you started speaking French, first of all, that'd be really fucking strange, but it'd also be really cool. But we could get through this, right?
Yeah.
Because you'd be like, s'il vous plaît. And I'd be like, oh, okay, that's please. Shut the fuck up, right? And I'd be like, hey, Wood, I don't know, pepperoni.
Monsieur.
Yeah, right. Mozzarella. Right? I think those are Italian. But I think people could have figured out. But that story, the Tower of Babel has a lot of holes in it.
Yeah.
Right? And then so get this. Get this.
I'm
all right?
getting.
Get this. So you got the Tower of Babel, right? And you're building up to go see God, right?
Yeah.
And then he throws all these languages on you. So now you come down off the tower and you go home and you're speaking Japanese to your people who spoke Hebrew this morning. How the hell do you get Japanese into them? And how do you start writing it? How do you start? So you go home and you're talking to your wife and you're like, and she's like, he was Hebrew. Right? And you guys can't communicate. Right? So how does that play out? She just conforms all of a sudden and now she starts speaking Japanese? Well, back then, he probably beat it into her.
That's
right?
true. Yeah, we're talking biblical days.
You learned real quick correction back then, huh? When he picked up a
Yeah, there's no softies in the biblical
a
days.
dehydrated ox leg and went upside your head with it. So, I mean, there's a lot of holes. And I'm not trying to be blasphemous, but, I mean, hey, that just doesn't make any fucking sense to me. Where'd all these languages come from, too? In his head, he just said, I'm going to make up a bunch of languages right now, and you're going to speak this one, you're going to speak that one.
Boom.
And not to mention languages that are even, like,
completely different.
Well,
They have nothing.
Navajo, which is a language that's leaving now. So
Yeah.
you had somebody on that tower. All of a sudden now they speak Navajo. Somebody
Yeah.
that speaks Swahili. Somebody that speaks English. I'm sure he left somebody for Hebrew, so that guy could be like, "What the fuck just happened? What the fuck?" He's probably the top guy too. Like,
Yeah.
hand me up some more nails. And the guy behind him was like, "Hey, so he's like, "What the fuck? Hey, Jacob, quit fucking around, man. We're trying to get." Hey, slow.
We're trying to build this ladder. I need a nail and I need a hammer. We got 8 more rungs to go.
Right?
Could you imagine?
It's just like, no, I can't. There's just holes in it, man.
And so, but I think the writing part of it, so if you're all of a sudden, like, if we're sitting here and all of a sudden, boom, we're hit, we're with whatever, struck with whatever, and now you only speak Keith. Just whatever the language is, it's Keith.
We know what that language is.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people would understand it because I've been expressing that language for almost 6 years.
That is true.
Continue.
You could write whatever you wanted, and that's how you would spell it. It doesn't matter.
Right.
You could just write things and be like, oh, those look like animals. No, those are words.
Right.
And it could be whatever you wanted.
Great point. Great point. Back to the weather. So somebody said weather. This means this. Somebody says weather. That means that.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it was this side of the fence, that side of the fence, but here's the one that kills me.
Okay.
Gray. Spell gray.
Gray.
Bingo. The morons that spell it with an E, where do they come from?
I don't know.
What the fuck is that?
I don't know.
That's like spelling wood with a Y. Or Keith, Kieth. Because phonetically,
Yeah.
you know, I supposed to come before E.
Yeah.
Right? So who...
Except for I doesn't come before E very often.
But both the grays go on. Like, you can spell them either way and be okay.
Yeah, you could.
Like, I can't spell please Pussy and it'd be okay. You know what I mean? I'd get in trouble in a lot of areas.
Yeah, you would.
Right? But you can spell gray with an E or with an A, and both are acceptable.
Yeah.
Did somebody just give up on that argument? You know
think
what, man?
so.
Fuck it.
I thought I thought that came from, yeah, that's what I thought. American versus British English. So American English, we spell it Gray, and British English, I think they spell it Grey. I think that's kind of how it is. So, you know, because here in America, we gotta be better. So, gray, we say it gray with an A. It's spelled Gray. They're like, no, it's gray with an E.
Yeah.
So, no, we're better. I don't know.
Nothing tops those freaks over in fucking Greece that spell shit with a V when it's supposed to be a U. That's always weird to me. Like universities with a V or museums with a V.
The nice thing about our language, English, that is, there's not very many. You don't have to worry about where the accent goes. But in Spanish or Portuguese, I think French, you have to worry about where that accent goes because it could change the word.
Change the whole word.
Yeah, so at least we could say words, and it could be. It means the same thing. It just might sound a little bit funny. And I'm trying to think of an example. I do have one in my head, but I can't because Snaggles is taking it out of me.
Hey, do me a favor.
Yeah.
Punch in the lyrics to "Another One Bites the Dust" by Queen. Okay. I just learned something about this song yesterday, and I thought it was bullshit. But then I read the lyrics as it was being said. Do you know this fucking song? Look. Steve walks warily down the street with his brim pulled way down low. Ain't no sound but the sound of his feet. Machine guns ready to go. It's about shooting up a place.
Yeah.
You knew that?
Yeah.
How'd you not tell me this? I just learned this last night.
I didn't know we were supposed to discuss every song.
Everybody knew this?
I don't think everybody knows this, but
I
if
didn't
you've
know this.
ever...
But how did you know it?
Same way, reading the lyrics.
What made you read the lyrics to this song?
So back in the day, and this is a lot of days ago,
okay.
when the internet started popping up, what I mostly used the internet for besides porn was, which it was hard to load because like one line at a time.
It sucks.
So while that loaded, I was looking up music lyrics.
While that loaded, and you sat there loaded.
Yeah.
Okay.
I looked up music lyrics, and this was one of them. I loved just looking up music lyrics to all sorts of songs. There's Pumped Up Kicks. Have you ever heard that song?
All the way there with the pump.
Same damn things about shooting kids.
Is it really?
Shooting kids running away.
Oh shit!
Yeah, it's a terrible song. It came out in 2000 and that was early 2000. 7-ish?
Probably. And that is a terrible song. This is a classic song. I remember this song. I remember where I lived. I lived on Normandy Street in Dorchester when this song was out, because Chris, who's one of the neighborhood thuggers, had a big giant boombox, they used to call it. And he used to strap it to the back of his 10-speed, and he'd ride down the street with it. And he was always playing this song, and he had a remix that was done at some party. And I remember loving it because the bass line. Yeah. But then just yesterday, somebody said this is about killing somebody, killing people.
Plenty of ways you can hurt a man. Bring him to the ground. You can beat him. You can cheat him. You can treat him bad. Leave him when he's down.
But my thing is, okay, so this song came out in mid-'80s, early 80s, right? People weren't shooting up schools then.
1980, no.
Right?
No.
So it's not the music, right?
It wasn't as publicized. People were still shooting up. Well, I guess
nobody was shooting up fucking schools.
Not schools, but there were mass shootings still.
Yeah. Schools is what I'm talking about.
Yeah. No,
right? And they're trying to blame the shit now on schools, but you and I were raised on this.
Yeah.
In theory, we should. I didn't even know what the fuck I was listening to. That's subliminal advertising.
It is. You know, one of the biggest, a huge group that I listened to a lot in the mid to late 90s and into the 2000s was Bone Thugs and Harmony, and they speak really, really fast.
Yes, they do.
And so naturally. Well, first thing I would always do is I would get a disc or a cassette, because I think even had a cassette. Did Bone come out on cassette?
Yeah, that was cassette.
So you could fold it out and read the lyrics on some of them.
Mm-hmm.
So when the internet hit and all this was available, that was one of the first places I got to know what Bone is saying.
Okay.
And you could read along. You could still never keep up.
No, you couldn't
but
keep up.
You could read. So yeah, I love looking up the lyrics to songs.
Okay.
And a lot of shit got through. Oingo Boingo, we've had this discussion before, and he sings about little girls.
Uh-huh.
And it is all about, the video's about being a pedophile. It's all about perping on little girls. But Danny Elfman wrote this to basically say, it doesn't matter what I say right now, as long as I put out a good beat, you're going to buy it. Yeah. And that's what he said in an interview, and sure shit they did.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
That was the 80s.
That shit.
That was the 80s. This is different.
Speaking of shooting guns and shooting up stuff, I went gun shooting.
Oh boy,
we had that closed door session talking about other people's shit.
Yeah,
I did some other people's shit. I went up there shooting, right? And and it's cool. I go to this. It's a gun club. Okay, I don't have foxhounds. I don't have a horse. I don't have any of that shit. But it's a gun club. You go up there and you go shooting, right?
Okay.
And you go up there and just have a good time. I like shooting shit.
Yeah.
I go up there, and there's two dudes there, and I'm pulling up. And I look over, and one dude is missing his left leg, and he's got a prosthetic.
Okay.
I'm thinking he's a vet. The other dude's got no fucking legs, and he's on crutches.
The hell?
Was he on crutches?
He
was on something.
I'm trying to envision crutches without legs.
He didn't have the legs, though. He didn't have any legs. I don't know how the hell he was doing it.
Did you roll up on the Special Olympics shooting club?
Did he have a Anyhow, these guys were fucking fantastic shots, man.
Damn.
Fantastic shots.
Wow.
Because they're making sure whatever the fuck happened to them to lose their legs ain't ever happening again. Okay? That's all I thought.
You're about to lose your legs before. They couldn't lose them again.
Motherfucker, you're not taking my arms. Watch this. Dude, he must have had prosthetics, but he had crutches, too. I don't know how the hell he was doing it, but that motherfucker could shoot his ass off, man.
Damn.
They had them, and they would go out there. So you gotta wait. They go range hot, and that means fucking lead flying. Hot lead flying down there. Stay out the way.
Yeah.
Range cold means you can go out there and do what you do. So I go out there and do what I do. I come back. They're barely making it out there. So I go in my car and I eat a sandwich and wait for these fuckers to hobble over this shit. They come back, and their targets are way the fuck out there, man. And they are just nailing these damn things, man. And I struck up a conversation with them. I wanted to ask them so bad how they lost their legs, because they were, like, in between, like, maybe being Vietnam vets and then the Gulf War.
Yeah.
But I know the Gulf War, we just went in there and kicked ass. But, I'm sure people still got hurt.
Oh, yeah, we lost plenty of good people in that, yeah.
I know they were a little bit older than me, but not old enough to do Vietnam. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I have a buddy. He's a little bit older than me, and I think he's slightly older than you. Gulf War vet, and he was burned, like most of the right side of his body. Not real bad on exterior, but I mean you could tell if you look at his hand and like his knee, you could tell it's kind of messed up. But he told me that most of his burn was internal. So like it burned his lung, it burned some of his esophagus, his stomach, and all that shit. He got lit on fire over there. So yes, bad shit happened there. We might have kicked ass, but a lot of bad shit happened. He's a survivor for it, thank goodness. But,
Absolutely.
you know,
and if you're in a war, somebody's getting hurt. You ain't just walking over there, you know, motherfuckers laying down. We're watching that go on right now over there, man.
Yeah.
I would just like to say, and this is off topic, if you own a bird, you're a fucking douchebag. All right?
If you own a bird?
If you own a bird, I think you're a douchebag. You got to clip their fucking wings.
Yeah, I'm not a birds are gross.
Birds are gross.
Yeah.
Birds in a cage, owning a bird's gross, or birds in general are gross?
I think in general, I wouldn't touch one, honestly, myself. Like, and then them in a cage. Like, okay, so you have a dog, and people are dog people now, even cat people, and cats, I guess, clean themselves. I don't know what the hell you do with cats, because cats are gross.
Fuck that.
But dogs, you groom your dogs. So you get your dogs out there and you groom them up. So at least they're clean for a day or a half a day till they go outside and roll in something. But a bird, you wash a bird? You bathe a bird? Have you ever dropped water on a bird? It just rolls right off that stupid thing.
And they shit in their own water.
Yeah.
They're almost as bad as cats. You got
and then they stick their head in and they go,
I'm with you.
Do this. Yeah, birds are gross.
I'm with you. But I'm saying if you have a bird and you clip its fucking wings and you keep it in a cage, that's a horrible thing to do.
Yeah.
I was over somebody's house. They had fucking birds, and I didn't have much respect for them in the first place. So I don't want to say I lost respect for them, but I just validated the fact that they're a fucking asshole.
I went once into a house. Don't ask me why I was in this house. However, they were bird hoarders. Ugh. You've seen the show Hoarders.
Yeah.
Imagine birds. So they had, like, in the ceiling of their house, they had taken all the sheetrock off, so it was just the rafters, and they had birds, like parakeet, the little tiny little birds, and some bigger ones. I don't know the names of birds, but they were all over in the house, and there was bird shit everywhere, all over the floor, all over the rafters.
You can get lung problems from that shit.
Yeah, I know. And I walked in, and I said hello, and I was like, "You live like this?" Mm-hmm. "Oh yeah, but they're my pets. They're like family to me." I said, "Cool. We could talk outside, or I can leave." They said, "Well, why don't you leave?" "See ya." I never went back. Disgusting.
You didn't fuck her?
No, hell no.
It's
nasty. Like, think about it. When you're in that, you're breathing heavy most of the time. You're like, I'm not taking a risk. I'm not gonna breathe that shit in. Are you kidding me?
Oh shit!
Birds are disgusting.
You see that dude trying to protest Joey Chestnuts as he's up there slamming those hot dogs? He ran up on stage and Joey Chestnut grabbed that fucking. Joey's from fucking New York, man. Long Island. He grabbed that motherfucker in the neck and threw him on the ground and kept eating hot dogs.
Oh yeah.
Joey Chestnut is a national hero. He's gross, but he's a national hero.
He makes.
They dunk him in water. That's so fucking nasty.
I heard that he makes like $2 million or something a year.
Doing what?
Advertising and eating.
I've never seen him in an advertisement.
I don't know. Are you? Who is it? What's the big name of the Taylor? No. Whatever the name of the company is, but yeah, it's a thing for him. They also cut out that the Asian guy that was doing it. Kobayashi.
What do you mean they cut him out?
Yeah, he doesn't do those anymore.
Why?
Because he wanted it to be all about Kobayashi and make it hit. Tyson, that's who it is.
Tyson's the hot dog people?
I believe so. Okay. And they, it's their sponsored event. Well, Kobayashi wanted to make an event for Kobayashi, and then they're secondary, and they're like, no, this is our event. If you can't be in our event, then you can be somewhere else. So he's gone. He hasn't been there for a number of years now, because boom. But the winner, so he won the last one. He only ate like 74 hot dogs.
What's his head? Joey Chestnut.
Yeah.
Is his real last name Chestnut? Was that
I think so. Yeah. But so he I don't know. These are. I can't remember the number that he won this last year with. It was like, let's just say 74. The closest person to him was like 35.
Damn.
So once you win, why? Nathan Hot Dogs, thank you.
That's it, yep.
Nathan Hot Dogs. But once you win by 3, why do you go 30 more?
To fucking dominate them. The same reason fucking the 92 Olympic team beat people by 80 and 90 points. That's why. You fucking dominate them, and you let them know there's no fucking chance you could have ever beat me. Shit, come on, you played sports, man.
Yeah.
You know when you got beat by 3, you like, fuck, I should have dove for that ball. I should have done this. I shouldn't have followed that guy. I shouldn't have done this. But when you get beat by 30, which has happened to me in my life, like, these motherfuckers are better than me.
Yeah.
I had no business out here.
I'm never gonna win that.
Never gonna win that one, man.
That is true. Yeah.
What is the deal with people slapping people in the face with tortillas now?
This is some stupid challenge. I don't know. Like the first
challenge.
It's okay.
Dude, don't hit me in the face with
No,
a fucking tortilla.
okay. And I thought we'd had this discussion before. Everything now, you label it a challenge. Like even us sitting here is we're gonna have the Sunday challenge of getting through the podcast.
Okay.
Everything's a challenge anymore. So it started. I don't know who started the trend. And the first couple times I thought, oh, it's kind of funny. Like, oh, ha, ha. Now it's
It's dumb.
Overboard. Everybody does it. It's the same thing over and over and over. So.
You know what we need?
How do you find funny in the same thing over and over?
Okay, we need, since everything's a challenge, we should have a glory hole challenge. They should just put glory holes up all over the city, and you stick your dick in there, and maybe there's a mouth, maybe there's a rat trap. It's up to you to to find out.
Yeah, but that's a real challenge.
Yeah, that's a real challenge.
But in today's age, the challenge would be stick your dick in the glory hole, and you're gonna walk out on top of the world. Everything's a pleasure on the other side.
Oh, okay.
So it doesn't need to be a challenge. It's just a thing you do. Like, we're going to do the walk down the street challenge. And you walk down pumping your arms. That's not a challenge.
No, that's
You
stupid.
can do that day to day.
Right.
Like, it's not a challenge to get hit in the face with a tortilla.
No, it's not.
When you let someone hit you in the face with a tortilla.
Right.
Like,
upside the head with a brick challenge. That's got a little bit more ring to it, doesn't it?
Yeah. The idea of a challenge is gone.
Yeah.
Like, there was the lip sync we challenge you to a lip sync. What?
Shit, I've been lip syncing since I could talk, man. I
that?
sang my ass off. I was singing in the car the other day. I was singing Most Girls by Pink. Go figure. And I was fucking killing. I just want real love. Most girls from with the bling bling, with the ting ting. I was killing that shit. And I look over and people are staring at me just laughing their ass off.
So
I don't care.
So what might be a challenge is to say every word. Okay, that's a challenge because a lot of songs are hard to say every single word. That might be a challenge.
Yeah.
But that's not what a challenge is anymore. Challenge has changed.
Gangsters are dropping dead, man. Gangster, I tell you what. Al Pacino, Joe Pesci, De Niro. Guys, hey, man.
It's coming.
It's coming to us all, but in fucking groups like this.
Yeah.
So The Sopranos starred Tony Cereso.
Yeah.
He died at 79.
Yeah, something like that.
And he was Paulie. Was he Paulie?
Yeah. Yes, I believe that's who it was.
And then one of my dudes, man, James Caan. 82. Now, great life, but
82 is good.
You just look at these guys, and James Caan, tough guy. Obviously, he was sunny. He beat the shit out of that dude. I hated that he got killed in the first Godfather. I hated that.
Somebody's got to die.
He should have made it to the second one. But that dude that was beaten, because that's my reaction. You hit my sister, I'm coming to fucking find you. I guarantee you that I will find you.
Oh, yeah.
He beat that dude's ass, and it's so classic. The Simpsons
They
paid to it.
redid,
They redid that. It was fucking spot on, man.
Yeah.
Spot on. So James Caan's gone. He was in The Program, which was a great fucking movie. But you ever see The Program?
Yeah, that's 90.
Probably 93, 92.
Yeah, I want to say near.
Yeah. So, and he was in a lot of other Misery. He was in Misery, which threw me for a loop because he,
that was a great show, by the way.
Yeah, but he's fucking Sonny Corleone. You didn't break my ankles. Don't you know my family come here and fuck you up over here?
That part where she breaks, dude, man, damn, that's good.
Yeah.
I remember watching it. If you haven't seen the unedited version, and it shows his ankle like.
Oh yeah, I saw that. No, I saw it. I remember seeing that in the movies.
Yeah.
I remember that shit happened, man.
And you feel it.
Yeah. You feel, that was like getting kicked in the nuts. You're like, ooh, shit, I can feel that.
I don't think he's gonna walk.
So this can go one way or the other.
Okay.
For Mr. Tyler Parker.
Oh boy.
Mr. Tyler Parker is a sophomore out of Santa Ana, Margarita High School. He's 6'1", 297, and he's 14 years old. Okay,
Holy
so either this dude is gonna amount to everything that should be coming to him,
or he's not really 14,
or he's not really 14. And well, who we have on? Seth said all the Africans they're not what you think they are. So this motherfucker might be from single knees or some shit, and actually be 28, right? But according to this, he's a teenage defensive lineman, and he can. So I was skimming over this. And it said bench press 185, and I was like, fuck, Wood can do that.
Yeah.
But then it said bench press 185 25 times. And is able to deadlift 415. Oh. He also runs a 4.9 40-yard dash. At 14, his real leg speed ain't even kicked in yet. This motherfucker is gigantic, man.
Damn.
Look, he's got traps and shit. That's like a science experiment.
He doesn't look 14.
No,
He doesn't look 14. Nope. What's his name?
His name is Tyler Parker.
Okay, we'll look
Santa Margarita High School.
Tyler Parker, 14.
Yeah, that's that big bastard right there.
Oh yeah.
So look at his neck. He could swallow a whole ham by himself.
You know how you know he's 14? Look at the size of his ears.
Okay, what does that got to do with anything?
Because as you age, your ears keep growing.
Yeah.
And so your ears will get bigger. So as he gets into adulthood, his ears will be bigger.
So small ears?
Yeah, so
they're also way down on his head. Doesn't Shrek have ears like that, way down on his neck?
Yeah, but I think it's because the way. I think it's his posture.
Yeah.
I think he's kind of jolting his
that
chin
motherfucker,
forward.
man. He's probably
Holy
if he keeps doing what the hell they think he's gonna do, he's gonna be the highest recruit. He might go straight from high school, be the first player, and do the Maurice Correct thing the right way.
I think you have to.
You do,
you
yeah. You got to go to college. You do definitely have to go to college.
You have to wait 1 year, but
Holy
still,
shit.
Can he do his year at 15?
I want to see his mom. I'd like to see the size of his mother.
That's not his mother.
She's got to be a big woman. She's got to be a giant fucking woman, man. That's like, and you always go to Shaq. I'm gonna go to. I'm gonna even go one up on Shaq. I'm gonna go. That's like if Yao Ming and the girl he used to play for the Jazz, what's her name? Margot. That passed away. She was like 7'2" or some shit. Had a kid. Would speak. God, dog. That's incredible, man. Incredible, man.
Man, look, that kid is huge. He's a big boy. I would love. I'm excited to see how he progresses. If we don't forget about him, or he doesn't have a heart attack before he turns 19, man. Because if that's how big he is at 14, can you imagine him at 19?
So here's a sentence I never thought I'd see in my life.
Okay.
Lonely Las Vegas traveler. Okay, I'm going to continue. May now have virtual reality porn headsets delivered to their hotel rooms. If you can't get fucked in Vegas, you shouldn't leave the house.
Well, I would think that the same amount of money you're paying to have a virtual headset delivered to your room, because you have to pay for a room, you have to pay for the headset.
Keep talking.
Just go find a stripper, or not a stripper, a prostitute. Go find a hooker. You could do that.
You could do that, or you could go down there and talk to somebody. They're all down there to get fucking laid.
Yeah.
Everybody in Vegas is down there to get fucked.
Okay.
Whether it's by the person they came down there with,
yeah,
or it's by some random person.
Yeah, but there's some strange dudes out there. There's some strange dudes out there.
Yeah.
That need to pay for it.
Okay.
So and my guess is if you're paying for a virtual reality headset to come in, you're one of those dudes, but you could still pay for it, like the real thing. Like flesh on flesh. You could still pay for that, buddy.
I like the way you said that. Flesh on flesh.
Yeah.
It makes that. It reminds you of that clapping noise. Right? That's what I thought. It wasn't fresh. Flesh on computer screen, which is a different sound.
Hey, ding, ding.
You're right. California man says Ambien made him sexually assault a young girl during a Delta flight.
No, go
really?
to hell.
Huh? Really?
Go to hell.
Really? Me cutting off your airway.
I thought Ambien. Yeah, that will make you
probably made you.
go to sleep.
Go to sleep for good.
I thought Ambien was to make you supposed to sleep. Is it Ambien a sleeping pill?
Yeah.
Then why? No, bullshit.
See,
you raped somebody. You're a piece of shit. You should have been. They should have like a cargo hatch. Like, if that happens, just escort him to the back. Open the thing and
yes,
adios. And he's sucked out the back.
We need to be tougher on it, man. I'm telling you. I'm telling you, we need to be tougher. I advocate violence. I do, especially for shit like this. If you hurt a kid, a woman, elderly, I think fucking repercussions should be immediately, expeditiously served towards you. And I don't know how somebody on this plane, once that little girl woke up or noticed and started screaming, how 8 guys didn't jump on this dude and just beat him into oblivion, man.
I have no idea. Where was that? Do you know where that was at? Or what's I'm trying to find the.
No, I don't know where that was at.
This is the other thing. So if he's
51.
Okay, if he blamed it on Ambien, why are we saying allegedly did it?
I told you.
He said he blamed it on that, which would suggest he did it. Whether he's got an excuse for it because of the Ambien or not, he said he did it because of this. There's no alleged nothing. He did it.
talk to him with. Once we put the word alleged into criminal court cases, I think that's what fucked everything up. Because
I have no problem with you saying alleged if it's in the system. Like you're in the system, you're there, you've been arrested and you've had your ass kicked. Alleged, sure, fine. But to put that out to me, the consumer that I'm reading this, alleged, he said he did it for this.
Yeah.
Because of this. There's no alleged any damn thing. He did it. So, yeah, he needs to be you know what? All they had to do was sit him on the toilet in one of those damn things and flush it. It would have sucked them out. His nuts were probably hanging low enough that they would have grabbed him and just sucked him right out the damn plane.
When you were a kid, did you have an uncle or older cousin that lied to you like happened to me? That when you flushed the toilet on an airplane, it fell out the airplane and crystallized?
Yeah.
And
it landed
It landed anywhere. Anyway, so when I was a kid, anytime we were outside playing stickball and an airplane flew by, we'd all go under the little pavilion that was over there, and just in case.
Just to wait, yeah.
Somebody
So I happened to
caca.
I happened to grow up on the the flight path of all the airplanes that came into the airport. And so we have airplanes that fly over, I don't know, every 30 minutes. And as a kid, when I heard that, when I was a little kid, I didn't pay attention, but it was like that early teen to mid-teen. It's like, oh, is that a thing? Yeah. Then I started finding trees and pavilions and shelter. And this is getting exhausting. Then I just thought, okay, all I have to do is if I feel the first sprinkle of something, move. Because not everything's going to follow the same path.
And anybody wants to know the frequency, which Wood grew up with, listen to the Gringos episode.
Oh, yeah, it's true.
Listen to the Gringos episode where one of the bandmates says, I did not know we were going to record a podcast on a runway today.
It started out as a drinking game, and 7 minutes into it, we're like, okay, we can't do this anymore.
Drunk as shit, man. I want, first of all, to have John Wall's career.
Yeah.
He's been paid, I don't know, he's played 40 games over the last 3 seasons, and he's made like, I don't know, $80 million.
Yeah, something like that.
Which is awesome. No, excuse me, 80. I'm fucking cheap. $123 million for 40 games over 3 years. That's John Wall. And then I'd like to talk about Brittany Griner.
John Wall, I believe, is the one on, it wasn't draft day. It was his first game when he was announced. He did the Dougie.
Yep, that's him.
Yeah.
Okay. Brittany Griner is in jail in Russia.
Oh, yeah.
She's in jail in Russia for taking over marijuana oil, CBD.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So when you go to somebody else's house, you just assume all the rules are really strict. Remember going to your friend's house and they had a strict mom or dad?
Yep.
You went in there, you were at attention. Your fucking thumbs were on your seams. You didn't do anything. To do it.
I grew up with, I have a bunch of Vietnamese friends, and it's a very, very, like, I would get beat. Strict rule. You take your shoes off and you neatly place them next to the door.
Yes.
I don't care what your shoes are, how they're laced or not.
Okay.
You take them off and you place them here. If you didn't, you're going to get your ass beat.
Okay.
And I knew that. Once, it took me one time to learn.
That's it.
And
their parents would beat you?
As 11-year-old kid getting screamed at in Vietnamese, terrified, running out of the house. Later, my friend calls me up. Hey, all you have to do is take your shoes off and my mom won't do that again. Yeah. Well, and now I'm afraid to go to your house. But I went back, but I learned. We stayed friends through high school, and guess what? Every single time, my shoes went in the same place. Yeah, so I learned.
If I'm going over to Russia, who already doesn't fucking like us, I'm laying off the weed for a while.
Doesn't matter how much you're paying.
I'm laying off the fucking weed. So for you to take it over there and, oh, shit, you motherfuckers are strict. Oh, like America, just give me my ticket. Nah, lady, you're going to jail. And we already don't like your fucking top boss. We can't stand that motherfucker, so you're staying a little bit longer. I'm just saying use common sense, all right? Yeah. And I read something. I'm not even gonna propagate that. I'm not even gonna talk about that. I read something. I was gonna say it anyway. How dumb am I?
Did you see? Look, I got this up here on the screen. Were you gonna go this? Look on the screen. Were you gonna go this way?
No. If it was LeBron, he'd be home. Well, I think LeBron has the mental horsepower not to sneak.
There you go.
CBD into fucking Russia.
That was the argument.
You're not going to Connecticut.
No.
You're going to Russia.
People were trying to say that, and they're like, no, he is worth a lot more.
Yeah.
And that's a different discussion because of WNBA versus NBA and the pay, whatever. But He wouldn't do that.
No.
Because he knows his value and his market value. He's not going to go over there and risk it. Also, do you think Russia's going to say, "Oh, you're LeBron James, we'll let you go"?
Don't give a
Hell
fuck.
no. They're
Don't
gonna
give a
be like,
fuck.
We're Russia.
Yeah.
Remember us? We are Mother Russia.
Yeah, right.
You're not going anywhere.
Not going to damn place. and so now she's over there and she's, writing and I can't speak to my family. I can't do this. It's Russian prison. Mm-hmm. They'll leave you in there for 10 years for fucking CBD oil. Just for the fact that you're fucking American. You have to think ahead of the game.
Yeah.
You can't stay off your buzz. I'm sure. Hey, I'll tell you what. I'm sure Snoop's been to Russia. I bet you that motherfucker sobered up for, I don't know, the 3 days he was over there.
Oh, I bet he did.
All right? Mm-hmm. You just got to pay attention to shit.
So we call, nature. We call Mother Nature.
Yeah.
Because Mother Nature is what? Everywhere.
Yeah.
It's global. Mother Nature, because you can't control it. It's unpredictable. And Mother Nature is, like, it can destroy shit.
Yeah.
It can take over. What other country in the world calls themselves Mother anything? Just Russia. Just Mother Russia.
You're right. They do.
Russia has decided, you know what, Mother Nature? We're just as big and bad as you. The only one that doesn't beat us is Father Time.
That's
but
it.
We're Mother Russia. I'm sure they've got a father somewhere in there.
Yeah. He's probably the one with the keys to her jail cell. With that, is that what you're saying?
That is what I'm saying. With that, guys, hopefully, a number of months ago, probably 6 or so, we said that we were going to be doing this show on not on Sundays. Mm-hmm. Turns out we fluctuated between Thursday and Sunday.
Yeah, we have. Fluctuate. We're all over the place.
However, we remain consistent and always consistent. We release the audio only on Sunday evenings, and that's not going to change. We do have Snaggles coming up in a couple of weeks.
Yep.
Because that will be the 5th year anniversary of this show.
Badass.
5 years going strong.
Wow.
And here we are, being a couple of idiots sitting around doing it. So stick around for that. We do not have a mask off next week, Jamathan. So sorry to disappoint.
So next week it's us sitting here. Then we got Snaggles. Then we got a mask off. Yeah. Or we got mask off. Then we got Snaggles. I can't remember how it is.
Yeah. So we will bring those this month to you in an order. Just you're going to be surprised. But as always, guys, check out our sponsors, Tiger Claw Tattoo, MVP Jersey Framing, and Kick Rocks Clothing. They are great. Don't forget we have our closed door sessions. They are the subscription-only episodes, bonus ones we put out. We got one coming next week for you guys, so you'll want to check that out. Subscribe.
I like them.
$3.99 a month. It's super easy, not a big deal. If you don't want to do that and you feel like, you know what, hey, these two idiots deserve a little bit of coin, Facebook, you can send stars for anywhere from $0.01 to $1 million. It doesn't even matter. If you want to do $1 million, I'm okay with that too. But anyway, check out all of our socials and where we're at, guys. And with that, Keith, I got to tell you, this week it is been a quiet month because we haven't had a mask off. But that doesn't matter because it's still been a pleasure.
See, another one is the word wet. Right? You think W-E-T, and then you turned it into sweat. You just would have added S. Now you'd have sweat. But no, you also throw an A in there, which throws me the fuck off. Right?
Yeah.
That makes no sense.
Because if you take the S off, it's wheat.
Right.
Yeah.
We out.